Hi, Dee.
Hi, Dad. See you after school.
Yep, see you after school. Gotta send the kiddos to school in an Uber. Well, what's up, everybody? So this is a quick video response to a video that Sneed Mobile Tech did regarding Boost Mobile. And quite shockingly, right? Boost Mobile getting some gains and everything like that. So, I mean, hey, that's pretty cool. All right, so the kids are off to school, and I want to make this video response to Sneed Mobile Tech's Boost Mobile video. I'll link it in the description. You guys go watch it all the way through. So you got all the context that Sneed is sharing, and you'll understand why I'm adding on to it. And that's what this video is. It's not to disagree with Sneed or say he's wrong or anything like that. It's actually to agree with what he was saying as far as, what Boost needs to do to remain relevant and to succeed and to stay the fourth carrier. But there's more to what he said that I wanted to add on. And maybe this helps Boost Mobile. I really wish that they would just put their personal beef with me aside and just listen to what I'm saying, because, what I'm saying could definitely put them in the right direction and help them. Like, to be honest, it can. Early morning bed hair. Sneed made mention that Boost has some gains. Great on them. Love that. Boost Mobile, congratulations. You're not taking L's. That's good. But they still got a long way to go. Right? One of the things that Sneed mentioned that they should fix is how many customers of theirs are on their native network. A large percentage of Boost customers are still using their partner networks such as at&t and T-Mobile, right? Yeah, nothing sucks worse than saying, we have our own 5G carrier network. We got our own 5G. It's O-RAN. And you're like, how many of your customers are on it? Probably like 20%. Yeah, that's not a very good look. But aside from what Sneed was saying, they need to really fix their customer relations, customer service. That's where they're really weak at. I kid you guys not. And how do I know this? Because I used to work for them as a customer care rep. And I want them to succeed. I don't want the analysts to be correct that they project a bankruptcy in Boost Mobile in the future. I want them to stay the fourth carrier. It's a great story told. Starting off as a prepaid company, being bought by Sprint, being sold to Dish, becoming postpaid, becoming the fourth carrier. That's a pretty good story. Would love to make a video expose talking about the history of Boost Mobile and how it became this fourth carrier postpaid company. That would be a beautiful video for me to make. But in order for me to make that video, they have to get to the finish line. They have to cross the first leg of the race. They are still in the first leg of the race, in my opinion. There's a lot that they need to fix. Customer service, they need to fix. How their reps communicate with customers and the knowledge that is at their fingertips. It's literally at their fingertips. All they gotta do is just search it, right? They have an encyclopedia system that is an intranet for them that allows them to search and find answers to a vast amount of information of how to resolve issues with Boost Mobile customers. Okay, and yet they still can't. They still can't, with the purple Skittle button. Boost rep should know what that means. Anyways, it's also device ordering, right? New people jumping over, porting numbers over to Boost Mobile. Nothing pisses people off when you're like, I'm going to try out Boost Mobile. So you contact them, you give them your port out information. You're like, I want to finance a device. You give them your information to run your credit. You're approved. You're approved for a new line of service with a new device. Nothing makes a person, especially a geek who's into tech, even more happier than to hear that. But then what you don't know behind the scenes is that, yes, they only run your credit once, but your credit it has a second look over by the financial department. And the financial department can say at that moment, hey, this guy's too much of a risk. Cancel their order. We don't want to shoulder that risk. Nothing sucks worse than getting an email saying your order was canceled the day of or the day before you're supposed to receive your new device. And when you contact customer care, you get one rep that doesn't know what's happening and that gives a bunch of, guesstimations as to why it is, but no hard facts as to what happened. And when you finally find out that it's because of your credit and that Boost made a final decision that they're not going to take you on as a risk to finance a device, you've already been charged, which doesn't make sense. Why charge the customer? They should charge the customer upon the second look over for an approval. If yes, they're going to finance, no, they're not going to finance. Okay. Why say you're approved just for running your credit and then charging the customer the balance of a new plan and taxes and new device just to be told later that you can't finance that device? And then when you're like, just give me my money back, right? Just give me my money back and I'm gonna go back to my old carrier. Well, you know, some people have gotten their refunds. Other people are still waiting on their refunds and they're calling in every other day, going back and forth with customer reps. Tickets are submitted for back office to to look over and fix. It's a whole cluster fudge of issues when it comes to customer care. So while Boost should fix how many customers are on their native 5G network, you know, keep that ambitious mind about doing direct to device. But before you even try to execute on something like that, fix your customer care reps. If Boost does that, it will go a long way in the repair of the stigma that surrounds Boost Mobile. And I can only imagine the founder of Boost Mobile and what's going in his head watching this clown show continue to spiral out. So yes, congratulations, Boost Mobile. You're not taking L's. So let's do the right thing. Let's fix the areas that are weak within your company so that way you can build a more stronger front, and then fix what needs to be fixed so that way you can get through the first leg of the race and finally cross that finish line.